Hey, hey, habari zenu wenzangu. Kwa muda mrefu nimekuwa naongea kwa sauti kubwa, watu wanasema na I'm quarreling. Now, I want to take this golden opportunity. I want to speak humbly and in a soft way so that maybe some of my colleagues may understand what I'm trying to say. It is now or never. It is a chance that we must not lose again, because for many years we've lost this opportunity of getting the right people into leadership. For many years, youth have been played down in terms of promises, and now it is a golden chance that every individual, every corner of this country must take that opportunity and hold it firmly so that we may end up getting the right people in the government. Everyone knows what is happening in this country right now. Deputy President, who is now the fifth president on August 9th, has been rubbished, bulldozed, and called names just because of his brilliant ideas that he's planning for this country. For this reason, you realize that before, in the next 37 days to reach election, we will see a lot of drama. And I promise you, drama that you will see is a drama that you've never seen. The deep state, which is now very, 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 very poor in terms of prowess of stealing votes, they have no idea how they can make a deputy president, who is the fifth president, to lose votes from Mount Kenya, to lose votes from all over. They will now play the ground of propelling the wheel of propaganda to spread across the country so that they reduce the number of votes that William Ruto has in this country. My fellow youths, my fellow Kenyans, don't squander your time listening to the rhetorics from these goons who have stolen our country. They have sold our country. Right now, our country is on its knees economically. Nobody knows the next direction that we're going to take. They are leaving a huge burden to the incoming president. And now they want to play around before August with a lot of propaganda to ensure that some votes are lost. Now, before you even think or even follow whatever they're saying, I want you to go back to the story of this country. Without a blink of an eye, look at every individual who is spewing a lot of venom to the public domain about William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto has always outshined them in terms of development. That's why they fear him a lot. If they see him moving around the country, they don't sleep. They hold meetings every now and then. Now, my question is, for how long will the deep state continue calling names the Doyen, calling names our fifth president for the sake of winning sympathy votes? If you look at the newspaper of today, in which I've never heard of such very, 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 very unprofessional headline, reading that deputy president almost slapped the current president. Why will the deputy president slap the president? Anybody who has brain can brush that one aside because it's useless headline. And you want to warn the nation and any other newspaper that's going to propagate propaganda for the sake of winning sympathy votes for the deep state. Kenyans have decided they have no chance whatsoever to fear. We don't fear anything right now. We are ready to protect William Samoei Ruto's votes. We are ready to vote for William Ruto. All youths, all women, all men around this country, it is this chance that you have. If you lose this chance, You'll never see a chance like this. You remember many years ago, like 10 years ago, when we were voting in His Excellency the President and his Deputy William Ruto. They promised us a lot of things. They promised us roads. They promised us a revamped economy. They promised us a lot of things that they gave us hope. We had a lot of hope with them. Only that, after 5 years of good progress, everything was destabilized. The president decided to go his way and leave the deputy president away from his programs. Right now, if you go to the shop with 500 shillings, with 1,000, you'll come out of that shop with empty hand, almost empty hand. You realize that everything has doubled. 2 kilograms of unga during the William Ruto's Ruto government. We had unga at 90 shillings. The most expensive unga was 105 shillings. Right now, as you speak, unga has doubled to 230 shillings. Now, if you go to the cooking oil during William Ruto government, everything has doubled. 2 liters of cooking oil during Ruto government, it was sold with at around 200 shillings. Right now is 400 plus. So, what happened? What exactly happened so that this country is now facing a lot of difficulties in terms of economy? When the idea came in that there is something called handshake, and that the president decided that that was the best thing for this country, and they put aside whatever that they had promised this country on the Big Four agenda, they decided to have something called handshake. Handshake gave birth to BBI. BBI gave birth to corruptions on so many parastatals, one of them being KEMSA. Right now, nobody is speaking about Pandora Papers. Nobody is speaking about the money that's been squandered. Nobody is questioning about anything that has happened in this country in terms of economy. And right now, after 5 years of good progress between Ruto, another 5 years that started in 2018, that is around now 4 years of Uhuru Raila government. The moment handshake came in, everything started to go away. Nobody even thought of this. But because William Ruto had a mind for this country, because God is there, because we believe in God, William Ruto has remained steadfast, fighting for the hustlers. All of them, including all the team that is with William Ruto, was removed from different positions in the government just because they are associated with William Ruto. Right now, the government itself is now complaining that why did William Ruto do whatever is now promising? We want to warn these guys. Actually, we don't fear you anymore. You've already said that you want the government. The big advisor of the government is Raila Amolo Odinga. Everything is moved on well because you are siphoning a lot of cash from our parastatals just to promote something called BBI, which was never anything to do with betterment of this country. Right now we are on our knees. Everyone is crying in every corner just because you decided to leave your deputy president and started an handshake, which now we are almost questioning what was the main agenda of a handshake, because we've not seen anything of betterment of this country. Now, look at everything that's happened in this country. When President Uhuru and William Ruto took over the government, we had a debt of around 1.something trillion or 2 if more. Now we are talking about 9 trillion debt. And if you try to look back to the debt, oh, they are telling us they constructed so many roads, they have constructed ports, they have constructed Nairobi's expressway. Now the question is, if this money were used to construct all those things, why is it that we are putting now toll centers at expressway in Nairobi to get money to repay the Chinese? If these loans, because it's like we are paying double, we are now getting this money from toll centers. At the same time, in our budget, we are paying another money to our debt. Why am I saying this? Because the recent revelation by Moha is that almost 90% of our ports have been sold, or either have been given someone to run them. It's like the entire country. If you walk around the entire country, there's nobody else who can run the port. It is only a foreigner from Dubai or elsewhere who has ability or prowess to run a program like a port. Where did we end here? When are we going to stop this nonsense? Because we are now like we have no hope at all. And the incoming president, William Samoei Ruto and Kachagua, are going to have hard time to revamp our economy because of the debt that we have. Every coin must be accounted for. Every coin must be accounted for. Every coin that we loaned, because we've got around 7 trillion for the last 5 years that we went to other countries to get loan. And this is the problem that we have now. That's why our economy is now up and down. Everybody is crying in every corner. It doesn't matter whether you support Azimio, you support Kenya Kwanza, but everyone is crying. If you go to the market, everything is expensive. The common mwananchi is facing a lot of difficulties. It's only that God is there to make us survive in everyday's life. I say this and I'll always reiterate, because of hard economic times that our country is facing, something that we would have avoided if we had a goodwill and good governance. Now, I want to talk something about elections. We have around 36 days to the next election. And it is my prayer that every Sunday, let all of us go to church and pray for this country. We know we have a lot of difficulties in front of us. In the next 36 days, we are going to face a lot of difficulties. And I know it is only God who can stand with us, who can rescue this country. I want to specifically say something about our parties participant in the next election. And every voter across the country, whether you are in Azimio or Kenya Kwanza, always preach peace for the next 36 days. Before we hand over power to His Excellency, the President William Samoei Ruto on 10th, we want peace. We want peace in our country. Let people from Rift Valley, people from Central, people from Northeastern, people from Coast, people from Nyanza, people from Western, all of us are Kenyans. Let us maintain peace and order. Let's support our security personnel to maintain peace and order all over. Whenever we attend these campaigns, let all of us maintain peace. Let us allow every aspirant, every presidential aspirant to visit our homes and do their campaigns and go back. Let us not go back to old days where we are throwing stones to anybody that you have a different idea with. Politics are just politics. They will come and they will go. when elections come on 9th, we'll vote, and that day will just disappear. We still have life to move on. We still have life to we still have to be friends and neighbors. So, as I said, in the next 36 days, we have a lot of problems and many propaganda that will move around. For those in Kenya Kwanza, let us maintain peace. Let us go to church every morning to pray for our nation. And more so, pray for Deputy President William Ruto, who is obviously going to be the next president as from August 10th. We are very confident, and it's my prayer that when William Samoei Ruto take over the government, we do not want to see kind of trouble as we've been saying after election. We do not want to see handshake again. We want peace. We want them to develop the program that they put in their manifesto, because Kenyans are hopeful with Kenya Kwanza Alliance. This Sunday, I dedicate prayers. I pray for this country. I pray for every leader, so that every time you move around, you preach peace, love, and unity, because that is the pillars of development. Otherwise, I wish you all well. May God bless you. May you stand with you ever now and forever. Thank you very much.